Hey listeners, it's Postpad Adam. I am here just to give you guys a heads up that we had some more technical difficulties while recording this week's episode. So it's the same as last week, where Nathaniel's at a more regular, normal volume, and then me, Blake, and Tyler are all turned down a little bit. We tried adjusting it, and it is not quite as bad as it was last week, but we still had some issues with it. So we will try to adjust again and get it all squared away for next week. But just want to let you guys all know. So hopefully it's not too hard to listen to. But I hope you guys all enjoy the discussion on Hokum.
America. Ready for another lesson.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Schwartz, and on this week's episode, we'll be talking about the movie Hokum. But of course, before we get to any of that, I'm joined today by Honeymoon Nathaniel Gingrich.
What up, what up? It is me. I'm not on my honeymoon, but we could be.
Do you have an ideal honeymoon destination? Have you given thought to
that? No, I haven't, to be honest with you. I don't know what my ideal honeymoon location would be. Probably not an Irish hotel, I have to say.
Sure.
I think I'm good there on that one. Where would be? I definitely. Maybe we just go to Spain. That sounds like a nice
Spain
honeymoon destination, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Anyone else? Blake or Tyler, where'd you and Leah go for honeymoon?
We went to Antigua.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess you could always do one of those islands, right? That sounds pretty cool as well too.
Yeah,
tropical.
Blake,
to answer your question, Adam, I don't know if I have one set in stone.
Does Haley has she brought that up?
I was like, that's probably the better question. Like, just ask like what her destination is, and like probably just do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, that's
a
great question. We haven't even talked about.
Do you lean more tropical or more mountainous? I was thinking about this the other day. I want to see mountains again, Gandalf.
This is the eternity. This is the eternity question. Anyone else see that movie? I don't think we did it on pod.
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I don't know. It's a mix of both. Like, when I was in like Seattle and Vancouver 2 weeks ago, like that's beautiful, right? Because like you get snow-capped mountains, you get the ocean right there. It's tough. I see the pros and cons of both. The only thing I will say about kind of the mountainist take, and this doesn't really have anything to do with this conversation, but is that if I were to do a cruise, I've done a cruise one time, didn't like it at all, and it was kind of like in the Caribbean. But if I were to do a cruise, I would love to do a cruise somewhere where like I couldn't naturally go, if that makes sense. So like if I could do a cruise somewhere near like Antarctica.
Oh yeah,
or like the bottom of
or Alaska
Chile or something like that, or like
Patagonia,
North Alaska, and shit where it's like I have no way to get fucking here anyway. Besides flying to Anchorage and driving another 1,000 miles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I would like to do a cruise.
I feel that. Yeah. We might talk about. Oh, I'm sure we will talk about it a bit more in bit of sizzle and what we've been watching. But I've been hankering for like. I've never been up to like Yosemite or like Montana area. I wanna go see some big ass mountains.
Yeah,
I'm heading that way in about 2 weeks. Going to.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Wait, are you going to? Was it Montana?
Wyoming? Yeah, Wyoming, like Idaho.
Okay. Yeah,
in between there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to Italy in June.
Oh,
okay.
Work trip.
Work, yeah.
Nice.
Going to see where they grow the pasta.
Where do you have to fly into?
We are going to fly into
Milan.
Fuck.
Turin.
It is Milan.
Got it.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, we're flying into Milan, and then company is getting us a car, and then we're driving 3 hours north.
Ooh.
So
A
it was
Ferrari?
either
You're getting a
yeah, it was
Ferrari?
either
It's a
it was either
Ferrari.
direct. It was either direct flight to Milan with a 3-hour long car drive, or like 3 different flights to
Yeah, some
Vicenza,
small
which is like an
regional
hour
airport.
from.
Yeah.
So me and my coworker were just like, dude, if I'm gonna drive 3 hours, like being in Italy isn't that fucking bad. Like that's got to be way better than a drive in fucking Illinois. So
Hell yeah.
3 hours across Kansas.
This is a-
yeah,
East
so
to
I was
west of
like,
You get
Kansas,
out there,
I
it's
agree.
just all McDonald's on the road.
tight.
76s.
Billboards everywhere.
Yeah,
There's,
it's just
three
it's
times
just the middle of
billboards here.
Nebraska.
Yeah. But Tyler, you already know how to drive a manual, so you're ahead of the game. You don't even have to worry about
yeah, I don't think they're gonna give us one.
no,
But
because you're
if
American.
they did, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That'll be dope.
Well, over there,
Never
that
been to
going to Italy, that's folklore Ty, Tyler Vidalis.
What's going on?
Howdy.
Bunch
Practicing.
of
How's your Italian coming along? I know you said you were learning.
bunch of folklore. Bueno.
Bueno.
Yeah, it's very similar to Spanish in some senses.
Both
Mhm.
romance languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah,
was
C
it,
is still the same.
Italian. Was it Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese are all pretty close, and even French and German. You know, they're close enough.
French is not far off.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm on like a 116-day streak on Duolingo.
Nice.
Okay.
You,
So
you can find the
it's
bathroom.
pretty good. I still don't feel like I would be like anywhere close to like being able to like hold a conversation with somebody, but when we're at work, if I hear my boss talking, there are a lot more things that I start to pick up. I can hear it actually pretty well. But
Which is not half the battle.
yeah,
hearing
and
is
they
encouraging.
talk fast as fuck
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes like the E's and the L's, the La's, the EOs, everything starts to like really mush when they're like cruising and having a full blown conversation.
Mhm.
But it's cool. Yeah, it's whatever. It's obviously just something I'm doing for fun. My boss is like, dude, that's so great. And then my coworker's like, you're an asshole. So
That's funny.
yeah.
I think I've said it on the pod before. If I could have like one low key superpower, achievable superpower, would be like just knowing every language. Just it'd be
Yeah.
so useful.
Starfire.
Now,
Sure.
would it be
Do
every
you know- I mean,
current living language, or like also extinct ones? Like you'd arguably.
I mean,
like,
I'd take the living languages, but I wouldn't mind having the extinct ones too. Like,
I wouldn't mind being able to speak parcel tongue.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that sounds pretty cool.
be a hot commodity, brother. Actually,
It's
the
true.
government would probably just target you and eliminate you.
well,
To be
For
fair.
anybody
They're
who
not
doesn't know,
already?
the reason I said Starfire is because that's one of her like little
open up.
active words that she has. She just kisses somebody and she knows their language.
wow. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's
that power.
why. That's why Starfire is predominantly also known as a hoe in the DC universe, because she quite
Same.
literally kisses and starts to just like want to have sex with everybody. So,
Oh.
little fun fact for all you nerds out there. Ryan gets it. I would say Rob gets it, but Rob doesn't really listen to our podcast. So love you, Rob, but low key, fuck you, dude.
All right.
But yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. We're good.
Glad to hear it. Rounding out the squadron over there, of course. It's Big Circle BlakeHolder.
Big circle. There it is.
Gotta draw a big circle.
Yeah. Now, funny enough, this may not be too sensitive. The street name of the house I grew up on as a child is Circle.
Is it like Circle Drive? Is it Circle?
Yeah, I mean that we're
We're doxing at
Too
that
much.
point.
recorded podcast here, brother.
Forgot that.
Forgot we're a live
might still
pod.
live there. Yeah.
I currently live on a circle.
Circle what? Circle Drive.
I mean, mine was Sandpiper. Shout out Sandpiper tapes. That's where that came from.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's cool.
Didn't know that.
You had a
Well-
fucked up childhood, dude.
Yeah, bro. I was like I always felt like I had a great porn name because it was like your first pet's name and then like the street you go up
for
on.
sure.
So I was Hank Sandpiper. I was like, it's pretty good.
Dude, that guy's
That would be a good porn name, but I don't watch stuff porn, so
yeah, there you go. Bring it all back.
just hearing that guy's name, dude. He's got a lap hog, dude. Oh my god.
That sounds like it'd be good, but like I don't know. I've never seen porn
Yeah,
name, so I
but I've never even I've never dabbled. Never studied. Adam, who are you this week?
I don't usually get names, man. I don't know if you've been on this podcast before. That's not
True.
usually how this goes.
We should start coming up with stuff for you. And honestly,
Adam
we've
Scott.
probably had
There
this
you go.
conversation
Adam
before.
Scott.
Yeah, big Adam Scott. Adam.
I think
Schwartz.
the only time we've had this conversation is when we did the Black Adam movie. And it was like so we just doing Adam, but like black, but like just the color black, or like Adam as we know him, but it's because of a black person.
Sure.
You know what I
Hilarious.
mean? Yeah. So,
I got one for you. We can call you Adam.
Oh.
Okay. I guess that
I was
plays.
going over my head, brother.
Come on,
Om.
dude. Those are like pretty similar. Just suck my ass, dude. That was good. You could have had a little bit more positivity on it. At least I came up with a fucking name for you.
You know, yeah. I appreciate the effort, man. I really do. Yeah, we can go with that, dude. It's a good name. It's a good name. Om Adam. I'm Om Adam this week, Nathaniel.
Om.
Asshole Adam. Fuck, dude.
Oh, the boys are back.
Anyway, speaking of Om, Nathaniel, if listener here is new, or maybe they've just forgotten, can you give them a rundown of how our review segment works?
The way the review segment works here on Back Row Banter is it is split into two sections. There's the non-spoiler section, and then there's the spoiler section. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the non-spoiler section, we'll go over who wrote it, who directed it, who's in it, all talk about this movie and its IMDb page. We will also decide if we would recommend the IMDb summary. We'll also decide if we recommend this movie. It's got to be a yes or no. There is no nuance on the internet. And from then on, it'll be spoiler time if you don't want to have anything spoiled for you. Which for this movie, I would say try and avoid spoilers if you can. It has definitely got some mystery elements in there and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you don't want to have anything spoiled for you, go ahead and check our show notes. It's going to have the show time for when you can come back in. All the spoilers will be over. And that'll be just before we rank it up on our Entropy list, which is our big list of everything we've watched on the podcast ranked. And guess what? It's tiered now. It's so handy dandy and easy to use. With that being said, Adam, tell me about Hokum.
I'd love to. New movie. We love new movies. Rated R, runtime of 1 hour and 47 minutes, and an IMDb rating of 7.4
Ooh!
out of 10. Which is not bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Not bad for IMDb. That is on 6.5K ratings. I think on Letterboxd it was at a 3.5 last I checked a few days ago.
Yeah. Solid 3.5
so-
right now. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. We're in that range here. Written and directed by Damian McCarthy. Nathaniel, you said you watched Oddity.
I did.
His previous film. Blake, I saw you watched it based on your Letterboxd logging of the movie. You guys, Nathaniel, you said you enjoyed it. Blake, it seemed like you liked it as well.
Yeah, I caught Oddity when it first came out. Just kind of perusing through different horror forms on different mediums. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Went in blind, didn't know much about the director at the time. And like pleasantly surprised. One of my favorite horror movies from, I think Oddity is 2023.
24.
24? Okay. One of my favorites from that year. So yeah, I liked it enough where I went back and watched his first movie after that. I guess that's the easiest.
I
way to
still
explain
gotta
it.
I gotta find caveat. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
backing
think
up.
Oddity's a little better, but go
Okay.
ahead. Share your thoughts.
I mean, backing up what Blake said, like I came across that one where the horror heads on film Twitter and at that time were talking about it. And I made sure I didn't know anything about it. I kind of was like, okay, I'm signing off on that one. It's good. And then this one was coming out, and I want to say about a week ago, I was like, oh shit, it's finally time to go in on Oddity. I did, and enjoyed the heck out of it. Love that movie. Definitely we'll talk about it a little bit more in what we're watching. But yeah, made me very excited for this one. And I think it delivered. on that side of stuff. I'll kick us off on that.
Cool. The cast includes Austin Emilio. Sorry, this is an order of appearance. Let me
We know you love it.
Adam Scott's the lead here.
I was gonna say IMDb looks like it's right. Oh,
IMDb, the one I'm looking at is in credits order, which seems to be in order of appearance.
Sorry, I was looking at just the general page one where it starts. The Adam Scott as Peter Coonan, David Wilmot.
Oh.
I would say Michael Patrick, Will O'Connell, and maybe Florence Ordesh are the other names that are significant in that one.
Yeah. There you have it. IMDb summary reads as follows. A horror writer visits an Irish inn to scatter his parents' ashes, unaware the property is said to be haunted by a witch. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just feel like I would know ahead of time if something was haunted.
You get
like Yelp
updates?
reviews? Do you check the reviews on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if it was, people are talking about it.
Right.
What if you're haunted though?
I feel like
By
you
your
would
past? Fair enough.
I feel like you would know, you know? I mean, if you've moved around a couple times, like if you moved into my place and weird shit started happening, I'd be like, dude, you're freaking me out, dude. I think it's you.
Is that not what happened?
No, I think everything was fine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know books fell off the shelf, but after seeing Interstellar, I thought that was just us.
Yeah, it's just us. It's not a ghost, it's gravity.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it could be the world, right, where you're spoiler alert, right, for a 20-plus-year-old movie, right? But it could be the others.
Could be
right?
the others.
So like maybe
Could be the others.
it's the other way around, right? But yeah, overall, I mean, it's an okay synopsis, I guess.
I feel like,
Kind of whack. They detailed that it was haunted by a witch. I didn't know that until I watched the movie.
I feel
guess
like
I didn't watch the trailers and stuff, so maybe that's given away in trailers. I don't know.
I was gonna say I didn't watch anything on this. I was pretty much completely blind going into this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there is too much, but I feel like this movie covers a lot of ground where you're not. It's not too much of a crazy spoiler, I would say.
Yeah.
How are we feeling here, fellas?
Relatively positive, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dug into this a little bit after watching it, so I can I'm sure some of you guys did too, so we can obviously talk a little bit more about that after the fact. But some really strong themes going on in this. We were just talking about the poster for the movie poster, and I think that starts to say a lot about this as well. Once you obviously get to the end of this movie, you really start to understand things a little bit more. Kind of helps you draw that correlation there as to why that's set up the way that it is. Overall, I think it tells a pretty good story. Nathaniel, you just mentioned something about, like how they, put a lot into this.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of it's condensed very well.
I agree.
And it's only an hour 47. So, I mean, usually, we have a hard time with, some movies dragging things out. This actually had some pretty good pacing to it, put everything together pretty well. I mean, again, we talk about this every time we have horror movies. Like, we're sick, so it's just like something like we're not here to be scared. We're here for kind of just like a level of enjoyment that's kind of sick. So wasn't really scared going through it, but I can definitely see where some people would be. And this also plays on a really cool kind of witch factor, like we were just talking about, that you don't always get to see. Usually there's a different reason for things being like paranormal in a sense, whether it's a demon or a spirit or something like that. You really don't hear that hot word witch a lot in movies nowadays, at least. But overall, I'm pretty positive. I think I'm gonna recommend.
All right.
Yeah. I guess I'll kind of follow up on that. So yeah, I would say overall I'm pretty positive. Not my favorite of the trilogy of his three films. I would say that much, but I do enjoy it more than Caveat.
Okay.
So I
Heard
think I'm
Oddity is the biggest winner
yeah. Oddities was a
for a
great at home
majority of
watch.
people.
Yeah, it's Oddity was a good at home watch. But yeah, so in terms of this, like yeah, still very positive. Once you're familiar with his movies, like, and I'm sure Nathaniel can attest to this too, you can see a lot of similarities, right? Kind of similar to the I always get their name wrong. Is it Rocky Brothers who did
Oh,
Talk to
the
Me
Racka
and
Racka
Bring Her Back?
Boys. Yeah, yeah.
Rocky Boys. Very similar. You can see the themes carry over from film to film,
Yeah, and I
right?
think
Once you get
there's a
kind of
loose
accustomed with
kind of tie-in with a lot of them as well too.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
It
Especially when it gets to those small like
yeah.
figurines and
Yep.
fixtures and
Yeah.
stuff. He has a knack for some of that stuff in his films.
Seems to be
Um,
playing in that James Wan exactly what you said uh just a second ago. The other series as well too. Even like a little bit of a Ty West in some ways as well too, but
oh
I would
yeah,
say
sure. Like
like
a Bring Her Back, Talk to Me,
yeah, yeah,
Ty West,
yes.
the Maxine joints.
Yeah, definitely guys that are like, hey, here's my world, and I'm kind of playing in, and I'm just doing different movies in that world, kind of
Yeah,
thing. Which I think
yeah.
is cool.
I agree. So yeah, definitely. It was good. I was happy to see this get a good turnout because he's basically sitting on two movies that were
Mm.
very well known in the horror community, and this was his first theatrical release. So that can always be kind of a little iffy because he's a nobody, quote unquote, to
Yeah,
anybody else, right? But then when I go and sit in the theater, I was like, oh, there's a few people in here, right? So that was kind of good to see, and it seems like it's done well at the box office as well. In terms of themes and whatnot, we'll get to that in terms of spoilers. But he's got a heavy connotation, right, for uh, how they've coined it now of like elevated horror, right, quote unquote. And I hate to use that word,
yeah,
but in terms of things tying back to grief and being a product of your environment and things that you've had difficulties swallowing over time. All of his films kind of tie into something like that for the most part. But yeah, overall, it was good, man. A few good scares. Always cool to see a witch. Went into that blind, didn't really anticipate that, and it's not like the witch from spoiler weapons, right? It's more of like your classic witch, how you would think in terms of folklore, which all of his films have to do with Irish folklore.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, overall, man, it's like I kind of went in with expectations of what I thought a film could be about from him. And it's like, all right, this is definitely a Damien McCarthy film. I think now I can sit down and watch a horror film and be like, this is made by Damien McCarthy. I could probably call it immediately.
Sure.
But yeah, all in all, I'm a fan of it. Not like my favorite horror movie that I've seen in the past year, right? I think there's another film that kind of takes the title from that. But yeah, still awesome. He's done enough where the next film he makes, man, I'm sitting down, I'm watching it for sure. So
Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm overall positive on this. I think
good to hear.
this is a pretty good movie. Definitely
And
like
I assume you went into this blind, right?
yeah, blind. I didn't watch any trailers.
And like not even aware of the director or anything of that nature.
Yeah, no, I haven't
Okay.
seen anything from Damien McCarthy before. This is my first watch of his. Didn't watch any of the trailers obviously going in, so I've had this on my radar of like Adam Scott horror movie from I think this is A24, right?
I think it's Neon.
No, it's not. It's
is it
Neon.
Neon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So had that on my radar, but
And the like
didn't
Abu
really-
Dhabi investment fund as well too. So that's always fun.
Sweet. So yeah, went in pretty blind. Definitely some like actually scary sequences, I would say. Like for the most part,
Yeah.
there's some good horror here. in terms of
McCarthy's
these
good
movies.
at tension,
he's got a
man.
knack for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I was like, he's got a knack for
yeah.
some like
So
some good
he's
shit.
pretty
well
talented.
directed, very well directed movie in terms of
Yeah.
the horror. I think plot wise and story wise, it left some things. A lot of tropes throughout the movie in terms of just kind of horror stuff that you'll see in other places. So story's not the most unique. but that's okay. And the horror is pretty good, and overall, I think it's a pretty good movie. So I definitely am gonna recommend. Think it'd be worth your time, especially if you're into horror. Definitely got some good scares for you. Also one of those movies, and Undertone was like this for me, where I walked out a little on edge. Like I don't get that every day with horror movies. So it definitely had that effect on me. So yeah, I would say I'm gonna recommend. Is that everybody?
I have not gone.
Nathaniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Having heard everyone's kind of talking about it, I think I am the most positive on this one out of the group. I really liked this. This is probably, at least in 2026, this is probably my favorite horror movie we've done so far.
Wow.
And I'm just kind of looking through. I mean, the exception would be 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which
Sure.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah, of
don't
course,
really
yeah.
almost consider a horror in some ways. But
yeah.
Send Help, I think, was kind of another one in the same area, but that's another one that I think I enjoyed, but is a different movie from this. But like in comparison to like an Iron Lung, Undertone for sure.
Yeah.
With the
Shelby
Mummy,
Oaks.
yeah, Shelby Oaks. This one for me is far and away the one that's sticking out at this point. And yeah, I just started watching Damien McCarthy last week. I saw Oddity, and then kind of went directly into this. Loved Oddity. Definitely a highlight for me. Definitely shows me what this dude can do and his talent. And pretty much immediately in this one, when they were like, "We're in Ireland. It's a Halloween party. Like creepy stuff is happening." I was like, "Sign me up. I am on board, sir." Like a lot of it just spoke to me. Was definitely my shit. And I really enjoyed this. I had a great time overall. I love McCarthy's talent for tension. His the way he'll set things up, especially with where you as an audience member are putting together what is happening and what the problem is in your own mind. Like you are very actively engaged with it. And there's a few parts in this movie where that happens. The opening of Oddity is one of the best examples of this I think I've ever come across.
And that's what I was gonna say too when I was saying like I love this too, but Oddity was such a pleasant opening surprise.
I get that.
And it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Also has one of the greatest jump scares in modern horror.
It's just genuinely freaky. Yeah. So yeah, that I will say, like, that's definitely a little part of it, but like, just everything about this, man. Like, and we haven't even talked about the donkey dude yet. Like, that is an image that will be in my mind for a long time. So we'll save that for spoilers a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, this one I'm very positive on. Definitely recommend for me. It's like
favorite Damien McCarthy.
I don't know. I saw Oddity like the day before I saw this as well too. So like they're a little too close right now. I don't know where I'll kind of end up on that overall. I think with Oddity it was a little bit more like I kind of knew what was happening and who the villain was pretty much right away.
A little different of a whodunit.
Yeah, where this was a little bit more like I was like, okay, well, we've got a lot of things moving right now. Where are we going overall? So, and I think it mostly nails that at the end. Just not really kind of what I was maybe expecting as much. Maybe I had a better idea of what Oddity was going to be going into it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, like he has moved into, I think, like a Zach Kreger's territory for me, where I'm like, I will watch what he puts out next. I'm interested and fascinated to see what it is, and like I'm on board. Show me what you got, man. So yeah, I'm definitely a recommend. Definitely enjoyed this a bit. I think Adam Scott helps a bit. He does he's very good at being an asshole. But you're kind of like, all right, like that's just him kind of thing. Where I think he plays it very interesting in this. So maybe we might talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But yeah, definitely a recommend. Let's get into spoilers.
Cool. If you've not seen Hokum, don't want to spoil for it, check the episode description. We're about the timestamp you can jump to, where you'll be taking the ranking of the movie up upon our Entropy list. Spoiler time. Nathaniel, what noise you got for us?
Some chimes as we go into the mystical land of Ireland, which I think is like very prominent in Damien McCarthy movies. It's like kind of like Ireland is a place that is separate from the rest of the world. The supernatural does happen here. Like anytime you're coming here, you are interacting with it, and it is interacting with you, and you just kind of got to deal with it. Which I think
So those other movies, are they also set in Ireland? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All three of them.
So to Blake's point, like it is very much tied in with Irish folklore and kind of like set in that world, which I think does build on it. I like that. Like in this one, we have Adam Scott, who's like he's visiting here and he's coming in from the outside to kind of like
it's almost another layer to it.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that the other films you don't get that.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
I agree.
So I think it's just I think the whole movie itself has a lot of really good examples of smart, intuitive, thoughtful filmmaking, and I think that's just nice to see in some ways. Like when you're used to just like a lot of, we'll figure it out on the day, or like we'll fix it in post or something like that. This definitely feels like a movie that they thought about and like put together, with some intention.
I would agree.
But that fucking donkey man, that's gonna stick with me for a while.
Did we hit spoilers, or am I tripping?
We are in spoilers, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I guess like did someone want to kind of like wrap up the story. So right, Adam Scott is he's a writer.
He's a writer,
right? He's going to Ireland. And the goal of he's going to stay at this hotel because that's where his parents.
Well, he sees his mom's ghost, like in the first part of the movie. Like he is at home and he sees his mom's ghost, and he's like, "All right, well, maybe this is time to take care of this, and confront this problem." So he goes to Ireland to spread both his parents' ashes at a hotel that his mom and dad spent their honeymoon at, and he has a photo of him where they had a good time together. And not long after that, she passed, and his dad drank himself to death, and basically that's one of the few places where they have a good memory, so that's why he goes back there to drop off the ashes. And then once he does that, he immediately tries to kill himself, and then guess what? He's stuck in the hotel, basically.
Yeah. So to add a little more color on that. So then this honeymoon suite at the hotel is effectively blocked off.
Yes.
Because it is haunted by a local witch.
We're told a witch is there. Yeah.
So it's completely blocked off from the people in the hotel. The day of the incident, there is a Halloween party. There is a I don't know the right verbiage of the attendant, the hotel attendant, front desk lady,
bartender.
Was she the bartender?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Thank you. She is pregnant by a gentleman who works at the hotel,
who's married to the
hotel.
Yeah, married to the
father-in-law.
Yeah.
Yep. The hotel. And the B plot is almost an A plot. The A plot is that she's pregnant. He kills her and he puts her in the honeymoon suite because it's effectively like you can't get in. You can hide a dead body there. This is a long story short, right? Adam Scott meets a gentleman in the woods.
Jerry.
Right, who's like tripping off fucking shrooms. Just like in the woods, just chilling by himself, tripping balls. And he kind of plants a seed of like, hey, like I think some weird shit's going on.
Yeah.
At the hotel. Fast forward, Adam Scott character gets stuck in the honeymoon suite. And
no, I like honey room better.
In the honey room, there it is. He gets stuck in the honey room, and effectively that's where we have this plot.
Shit goes down.
It's a labyrinth from there.
Yeah. There's a dumbware. He finds the body. He finds that his friend Fiona has been killed by the husband, and turns out there is a witch in the basement.
Yeah, right. Turns out they're not bullshitting. There actually is a witch.
Yeah,
there is true. There is 100% a witch, and he's got some shit in his past that he's got to deal with because it turns out he accidentally killed his mother with playing with his father's gun.
Correct.
Which has basically given him all this guilt throughout his life and probably contributed to him trying to kill himself.
And his dad didn't make it any better.
Right. And then now he's kind of having to deal with that and come to terms with that, and then perhaps try and escape not only the witch and the hotel itself, but, prove to everyone who the real bad guys are and all that good stuff. And, sacrifices a guy to the witch, burns down the hotel.
As we all should.
As we all should. And makes it out of there.
So I think this movie really picks up when he gets in the honeymoon suite. Like, that is...
Honey room. It's the honey room.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the area that we're building to from the start, right? As soon as you like kind of enter the hotel, you get the great little story from the actual hotel owner, who's kind of talking about like, yeah, there's a witch there, and like before you know it, you're in her clutches, and like she's trying to trick you basically into staying, more or less. And then you have the Adam Scott's basically like, yeah, that's where I need to go. And even Fiona too, she says like, I want to meet the witch. I want to go and kind of see what's going on there as well. So it's all definitely building to the honeymoon suite, and we know we're kind of going there. To Adam's point, yeah, I mean, like that's definitely where the action starts to pick up for sure.
Yeah,
is once you're in the honeymoon suite.
Yeah, because effectively in there it turns into like when they're in the honey room or the honeymoon suite, right? However you want to coin it. That's where it effectively turns into like a Damian McCarthy movie that I would be able to call.
Sure.
Whereas other two movies essentially do turn into some sort of murder mystery whodunit.
Sure.
Right. And like that's kind of the core of all of his movies. And that's essentially what you're getting there, right? Because we understand the bartender's dead, and we're trying to piece together the story along with Adam Scott, right? In terms of how the bartender was put into this predicament, right? And because effectively she's dead. And as well as like solving that murder mystery, and then getting out of the room himself, which effectively has been sealed because this hotel is a fucking 100+ years old.
Yep.
Right. So like in the middle of nowhere. So there's a lot of good tension and with that. Great world building and like depth building of the actual room. Like the room's basically alive in itself, right? Where there's different ghosts and hallucinations and things of that nature in the background. Different whispers. Even the scenes, there's a lot of good camera work where he's bending down, he's looking for something, and then you can see the ghost of somebody walk past him.
Yeah,
right. Like that's just like great horror that like that's what I would rather see opposed to like jump scare the movie.
Oh, and I love the structurally it's so smart. Like you have the moment where he has found Fiona's body in the dumbwaiter, and so he's rigged up this whole little bit so that like when he gets in the dumbwaiter, if he goes down there, there's the clock that'll
little golf boy,
a little golf boy that will turn the dumbwaiter back up. But then it's not until he's in the basement that he listens to the rest of the tape, and she's like, "There's someone down here with me," and I love that like those moments where the character is finding out how badly they fucked up, but it's also kind of like a weirdly like it's got that Jeremy Saulnier kind of like level too, where it's like you understand why, and like they're making these kind of like logical choices that just happen to be the bad ones as well too.
Yeah,
and it's something that comes up in Oddity as well too. But like that's just really the moments where I'm like, man, this Damian McCarthy guy, he's got something, exactly. Another one I think about too, like when he first meets Fiona and he's like looking for his room and she's like, "Oh, you lost?" And he's like, "Is that what it looks like?" He's like, "Well, you can fucking stay lost with that attitude." It's like I'm never related to like a customer service interaction more. I was just like, "Yes, thank you."
Dialogue. I agree. I laugh at that. I agree.
And at some point, you figure out that he got spiked. He literally got roofied.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of
which is insane.
The final end of it as well too is right. It goes the witch tactic where it's like it could be just imagining all of this, or it could be that like as Jerry says, you're now susceptible to being able to see all of it because you're the open.
Your mind has opened.
Yeah, right. The drugs kind of open the reality, right? So you can see these things. I think Jerry says. The spirits and the ghosts are always there. You just can't see them. Basically, unless you're tripping balls, right? Is essentially what he's saying.
Which makes me never want to try shrooms.
Yeah.
Not with goat milk, at least.
If now there's the notation of every time I just take shrooms, I'm just going to see a bunch of horror.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good on this side of reality.
Yeah. That'd be some shit, brother. But yeah, to talk about it then. So I mean, he goes into the basement. They play the clip where it's now realizing, okay, I think someone else is down here with me, and you're going through the puzzle of trying to get out of the honeymoon suite as well as the basement.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through that with the character, and he's also going through that with the tapes in real time because someone else has gone through it previously.
Yeah,
we just didn't see it. Does that make sense? So like you're watching like go from windows. No, that doesn't work. It's very like 1408-esque. If anyone's seen 1408, that's like where my mind went to. I was like, oh, like if they're gonna be stuck in this room, like, this is pretty good. I haven't seen 1408 in a minute. So yeah, that was some great world building there. And then even just the part of throwing in the witch, like I didn't know that was part of it. I didn't watch any trailers, and that's when it hit me. I was like, I think there's someone down here with me. Then you're like slowly piecing stuff together. You're seeing figurines hung from a ceiling and shit. Then I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna be a witch. Like, you know what I mean? And then you like start to see like the pale face in the background a few times. Very slow, in your face scares, and none of them are jump scares. Just like
he loves pointing a camera at a dark room, and then something slowly comes out of it as well too, which is good stuff. Yeah,
it's great. It's great. And yes, and even the small figurines, right, are like textbook Damien McCarthy from like Caveat. There's like a small bunny, an oddity, an oddity. It's like the large, I guess it's
wooden
not
man,
small, the large fucking wooden man.
Yeah.
In this, you got like the small baseball guys or golf guys. Tyler was talking about who are on the clock tower.
They all have that.
All the little figurines
all
in
that
this
look
one are pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're really well done. Yeah.
Yeah, great facial expressions that like can apply to the movie. So yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, totally agree. What about Nathaniel? You were talking about the donkey, like the donkey bunny guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that really got me. Which I saw from the trailers too, and I was expecting
when it popped on TV. Or you're talking about the scene where he's being hunted by the witch in the room. He draws a circle, then he falls asleep on the bed, and that's what wakes him.
Yeah, so even that moment like got me on the jump scare side of things, but like it was when it was on the TV and it kind of like had that static image on it where I was just like, that is going to be in my nightmares for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Good scene.
Yeah,
I mean, reading like a letter he wrote to.
Yes, and even that's all great as well too. And I looked up that seems to be played by the same actor who plays the bellhop.
That's what I picked that up while watching. I was like, oh, okay.
So like I think that's definitely, again, just like going back to that, just smart filmmaking as well too. But yeah, I found that particular vision very frightening.
So this is one of the things that I read on after watching the movie, and so there's this theory going around where it's pretty easy to tell when he's hallucinating and when he's not.
Oh, sure.
And it's the reflection in his glasses. So if it's like the scene where he sees the donkey man on TV, if you look in his glasses, there's not a reflection. It's just white noise on the TV.
Got it.
So he's hallucinating that Whereas if you see reflections of the witch in his glasses, you can actually see the reflection, in which case
Sure.
that's when things are actually real for him. So I saw that as like a really cool little theory after just kind of looking back on that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And obviously I was watching it on YouTube, so they show different takings of it. So they show it on there and I'm like, oh, see, I never would have picked that up until like maybe like a second, third watch. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they have little things like that to kind of, you know, if they're true or not. That's like the cool thing about movies that we always say, you know, it's like up to interpretation.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's very cool to be able to see things like that happen. And from my understanding, the director also had an alternate ending to this movie, and this ended up being what he wanted to go with.
I think that makes sense. I like the I think again, like even with the character of Jerry, like early on, he gets introduced, or Adam Scott drives up to the place and like there's the goat that's dead, and he's like, yeah, the other guy, Fergal, I think is like, yeah, the goats climb on the cars. And then Jerry's like, do you know why they climb on the cars? It's because they're high as shit and like they'd want to see the reflections of themselves. And like that moment like was such a great character beat for me. Whereas like there is always like the weird local dude that actually knows what is happening and like why things are happening the way that they are. And like there's so often those people that are like, well, this is my job. I come here and I do this work, and there's these things that happen, like the goats climb on the car, and like I don't know why, it's just annoying, so I just fucking get rid of them. And then like there is the guy that like actually lives there, and like he might not be the the like who you want to deal with or that kind of stuff, but he's also the one that actually knows what's happening and like what's going on. And I think that's such a smart bit of filmmaking, which you see kind of like in Oddity as well too. There's a couple of other characters where you're like, well, I don't know how I feel about this person because they're odd, but really they're the ones that are kind of like either telling the truth or like being more truthful in those moments. I think that's definitely something he builds into his movies.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, and to even like provide more color on that, because Jerry essentially solves the fucking case, right? Like he's right. There's some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
The room is absolutely haunted by a witch.
Yeah, and Fiona's dead in there, right? Like
I think Fiona's dead in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think my man Adam Scott's in there too.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while. You know what
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's on his shit, and everyone kind of outcasts him as like, oh, he's just the fucking local, and like don't trust
the
that guy.
burnout.
He's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But instead, he's actually the guy who's on everybody's case, and he's aware of it. So yeah. Also, some good tension building with the bell.
Sure.
Right, the bell from the room. Some great tension building with that. We've seen it used a handful of times right in the film where you kind of get the flashback to different characters, right, who are deceased in the suite, and they're kind of pointing to the bell. That's their way to kind of communicate, to let somebody know they're up there. And there's a great suspense moment, right, and tension building moment where you have Jerry speaking to, and Loki, maybe it was just me, it was so hard for me to tell the difference between Maul and the other guy.
Oh, Maul and Fergal.
Like, yeah, at some point I was like, I don't even know who the fuck I'm looking at.
Sure.
But I don't know, maybe it was just me. But great tension point when Jerry and Maul are kind of going at it, right? Where there's kind of this cat and mouse of trying to get Jerry out the place as soon as fucking possible.
Sure.
Right. And then you have the Adam Scott upstairs ringing the bell. Great masterclass of tension building, in my opinion. Masterclass of tension building. Yeah, somebody else please talk. Adam, what are your thoughts, brother? I mean, you said you were kind of pleasantly surprised going into this. So like what did you like now being more of like a seasoned horror vet? Or what were you like, you know what? Actually, I've seen this before and I don't like this part.
Yeah, again, didn't love it. I think the parts that I didn't love, I just don't, the setup for the story isn't all that great. You kind of just get introduced to him writing his novel, and then all of a sudden he's kind of just on the way to this hotel, and don't get much backstory for many of the characters at all, to be honest. And I don't know, I just, some of the writing and character development just wasn't all quite there for me. And there's definitely some tropes of like weird local dude or the old owner, and of course this like just questionable things happening. So like the story and the writing is whatever to me. I was pretty pleasantly surprised, I should say, with like kind of the second half of the movie. Like I do think it ramps up really well again once they get to the honey room, and that whole sequence with the what was it, the service elevator? Is that what you call it? What is the official term?
Dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter. That sequence is awesome, especially with the shot of like the witch like crawling up it is pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
And then I love when he gets to the top finally and he jumps out and he's like, oh, what relief. And then the bell
Goes back down.
and it sends it right back down. Hilarious bit. It turns out the witch didn't even need it. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my time with it for sure. I think it leaves some, substance for me in certain places, but like overall, I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, which stuff was cool. I the like reveal of like that room that is it Maul? Is that his character's name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gets dragged into.
Oh yeah,
it's
like the
pretty
double
crazy at the
doors
end.
of doom, basically.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like doorway to hell, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. That was cool. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminded me of some Midnight Meat Train shit.
That reminded me of like Silent Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. See, that was a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh, I didn't think they would add that in here. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I like it, man. Adam, I would challenge you to. I mean, if you enjoyed the bones enough of this, I would challenge you to watch Oddity.
Okay.
I think you would enjoy it. I think Oddity's probably his best film. And to Nathaniel's point, it really hits on the opening, the cold open of that is like up there to when we were talking about like the drama in terms of the classic movie situation where if you put yourself in the shoes of the characters, like, man, what the fuck would I do in that situation? Like the cold open of Oddity is like textbook that. Like weird situation at home, somebody telling you something going on, and it's like, I mean, that does kind of make sense, but like, why the fuck would I listen to this guy?
And then just
Like, you know
the
what I mean?
reveal of all of that is just it's well done, man.
Textbook.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Textbook ghost story, murder mystery. Very like peak Flanagan-esque, if that makes sense.
I would say, yeah, it's kind of like if Flanagan did the opening scene of Scream. Where you have like the phone call and everything like that, and the which door am I at and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if that got like an updated bit, I feel like in some ways. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That's good. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Yeah, he's done enough, or I'm interested.
I
There are
agree.
a few times though where like Adam Scott seems a little like dry to me. Where at one point I was like,
not my favorite performance of his.
I agree. And I know he's hot right now coming off of Severance.
Sure.
Haley and I watched that. But yeah, I mean, there were a few times I was watching, like, all right, like, at what point do we get the character to break? There's a lot of shit going on. And he's always just kind of like, it just seems like he's like, it almost seems like video game character like. You know what I mean?
But he does try and kill himself immediately.
It's like, all right, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
You know, and
like
we almost didn't get that.
He presents himself as a skeptic in the beginning of the movie.
The whole movie.
Like Hokum line. Well, that's
I guess that is the answer though, Tyler. I guess that is the answer.
And when he's not hallucinating and on fucking mushrooms, he's drunk. He's an alcoholic.
Yeah. I guess that is a good answer. But yeah, I'm with you, Adam. We're like, that was kind of, I was like, he seems just flat. Like there's some weird ass shit going on, and he's just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Wow. I just came up with that point off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna go with it now and just assume that that's how I'm gonna hope that Adam Scott's that level in which they told him he was gonna be either drunk or hallucinating.
Yeah, I would have to.
And I hope that that's his way of putting that spin on it. So that's just how I'm gonna play it out now.
That makes sense. Now,
Yeah.
Adam, correct me if I'm wrong. Do we ever get the point where Adam Scott breaks character in terms of like, are like, what the fuck is going on? I was kind of waiting on that, and I feel like we did get it, but maybe I'm tripping. Did we get that from him?
Kinda. Not really though. I mean, the closest is when he gets chased by the witch into the bedroom, I would say.
Okay, sure.
That's when it's kind of like, oh, shit's actually popping off. But up until then, he's like complete skeptic. I mean, he's just presented as a skeptic, right? But then it's
I guess
seemingly
I'd give
nothing
that.
shakes him until
Yeah.
he sees it with apparently his own eyes. You know, it could have been
Right, because he
hallucinations,
does
but-
break and end
but-
up drawing a circle.
right.
To
Which
and
is him
I
kind
guess
of-
that's his
yeah.
way of breaking. Yeah.
That's his last resort that he finally tries that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, I
yeah.
can believe that.
So the
That's really
alternate ending is basically supposed to be he dies. Pretty much everything
Yeah,
dies.
pretty
Everybody
bleak.
gets trapped in the hotel. Everything burns down. It's done. That's how it's supposed to. That's how he originally wrote it to end. And then in his words, he thought that was a little too bleak.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he wanted to do it this way instead.
I could see that.
I think that might have been a more interesting ending, but
Yeah,
Now-
that's
Why he made
always
that
a
choice.
hard ending to sell on
Yeah.
audiences, though. Like, you know, what I
For
mean, a lot of people
the-
walk out of that like this. Fucking
Yeah, for sure.
blows.
Yeah, people are gonna be pissed
Yeah.
for sure. For the kind of story that he's writing, the book that Ohm is writing, do you guys think that the conquistador and his son, do you think that's supposed to be his dad and him, or do you think that that's an older him and a younger him?
That's a good question. Doesn't he, when he's talking to the bartender, doesn't like when she asks him like how's the ending gonna go, and doesn't he say it ends bleak? Doesn't he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says
that's
I
why-
wouldn't read it. It's got a bleak ending, and then he does the
Yeah.
toast to bleak
Yeah,
endings.
that's what she says, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd probably take that as probably his father and him, right?
I mean,
kind of have a bleak ending to their story.
I think it's definitely just his own outlook. You know,
Yeah.
My question to them, you were getting something to drink. I just asked if you think that he's writing that as basically like his version of like a depiction of his dad and him, or do you think it's a now kind of version, like an adult version and a child version of him looking at like each other?
I see it more as the adult and child. Yeah, for sure. The past and the present. That kind of like kill the past, let it die, kind of move on from that, or make your peace with it and realize that like your future is your,
Sure.
how you work with it, and the implication is that they'll go over and get the bottle and find the rock there,
Yeah.
or the skull there, and that kind of thing. Which, again, just like going back to within 5 seconds into the movie, or 35 seconds in the movie, I knew like, man, this dude like has the goods in terms of the show don't tell, where the conquistador doesn't have the thing in there, so then he like starts to look around, and like you do the mental math in the same amount of time as him, where you're like, he's like looking for any rocks, like thinking of like what he could bang it against. You're like, surely you'd be able to break it against something, and like,
Yeah.
then sure enough, he like looks over and sees the kid's head, and you're like, oh shit, I know what he's thinking. He's so good at kind of like putting you with the character's logic in the same time frame. I just think,
I think this is a good mix of like his first two films,
Yeah.
and how he could streamline it to like a mass audience. Because like, I don't think Oddity and Caveat work as like theatrical releases.
sure.
If that makes sense, they're almost like too horror niche, where this
Yeah.
is just much more of a larger scale. There's kind of some underlying themes
Yeah.
in it.
I wouldn't
not as
disagree with you
bleak of an
there.
Ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it works well. I think it works well for kind of
His first
his
commercial
world building.
theatrical release.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready to rank it.
does make me want to
Rank
go
it and
back and watch
spank it.
1408 though. Like I said,
There you
like,
go.
I-
Little
I
John
literally, as
Cusack
I was
action.
watching, I was like, man, I haven't seen 1408 in so long. Great hotel movie. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Wow, that's 2007.
Oh yeah, man.
1408.
That's one of like the
20
first early horror
That's
movies I
almost
remember
20
seeing.
years ago, dude.
Yeah.
You stop that right now.
Oh man.
Welcome back, listeners who skipped over the spoiler segment of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and throw up Hokum on our Entropy list. For those of you who do not know, the Entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of all the movies we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of anything else, all in one fantastic list, all ranked and compared to one another. It's essentially how we rate our movies rather than do it at 5 stars out of 10. We just rank them all compared up against one another. If you want to reference the Entropy list or the tiered version, where the movie will fall into one of 7 tiers. Either list is available in the episode description.
I just noticed that we have Predators Badlands. I ranked above Weapons, and I want to rip my own face off.
Fucking
That's
awesome.
sick. I wonder how that works because I wasn't a fan of Badlands and I wasn't the biggest fan of Weapons either. So I don't
You are
know.
the reason Weapons sank. I believe.
Yeah, I probably
You
did.
are the reason.
Yeah,
But I can't be the reason Badlands is that high. I'll tell you
that might be me. Yeah,
That's also me. I'll definitely. I'll vouch for
I like
sure.
Badlands. Yeah,
Movie's fucking
The
dope.
rare Nathaniel and Blake. Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
It's a rare pairing of
Yeah.
Tyler and Adam seeing eye to eye too.
Legitimately. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I think I gotta put this.
this is going like lower than I want. But we just
Yeah.
have too many really good movies on here.
Yeah, I agree.
There are some fucking heaters in the mix here. Shit.
I feel like I know exactly where you are.
I mean, there's
Are you down by underwater?
Yeah. I was kind of.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
And then I was like looking up above it, and I was like, I fucking like this more than Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I saw Trick or Treat and I was like,
Quiet Place still up at 149. That's fucking crazy. Most basic ass horror movie.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is also the
I'm
other
gonna
thing.
go-
I feel like we have slowly twisted this pod into a horror podcast in
Yeah,
some
we
ways as
have.
well too.
We have. But even if
Okay,
you do
I'm gonna
that,
go
go ahead.
168.
Okay.
Where's that 168?
Below
Above
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Okay.
Gladiator.
So that's the top of C tier, by the way. So this would be
Perfect.
the new head of C tier. Would be Hokum.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. In that vein, then I'm gonna go at 149. I'm gonna be below Creed 3 and above Quiet Place, above Ready or Not.
Cuts red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than The Monkey, better than Maxine. Prey is really the one there where I'm like, oof, that's a good one. But X, Menu, Last Night in Soho, definitely.
I like other Predator movies, just not Predator Badlands. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh yeah, the Prey, the actual R-rated one.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, they're just trying to bring the Yautja.
Why the fuck is
lore to
Predator
the
Badlands
younger-
133
to the
when
younger people?
Prey
Like,
is
what-
158? That's fucking insane.
I mean, that means we must have had it relatively high.
You guys
Good
did.
job,
Your point,
Adam.
I think that's you and Adam. Man.
Hell yeah,
Probably had to
Ty.
put
Let's
that
go,
probably
dude.
100 plus.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell
Um,
yeah, man. That's awesome.
Fucking
Okay, I mean,
14-year-old
I see-
teenage movie.
I see where Ty and Nathaniel
You said
are going.
149, Nathaniel?
Yeah, it did.
I see where Ty and Nathaniel are going. I think I'm in that same ballpark. I think immediately I do like this film though. It's got good enough bones where I've got to go B tier. Like I don't think
Yeah.
I can suffice going C tier for this.
I'm with you.
And then that low B tier has got like a huge horror discombobulated list that like I don't really agree with. There's some things I'd like to change around. That being said, like I don't think I've walked out of this of like, oh, I love this the way I walked out of Malignant and Barbarian, right? So those are at like the 140s. So I think I'm probably going below that. Just kind of a basis, but I'm gonna go above Multiverse of Madness. So I am going to go 144.
We Outside, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Right above.
That movie's so fucking good, though, dude. That's like the first time they actually made the turtles like
teenagers.
New York teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
Outside.
that's a textbook drawn New York teenager. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Adam. I think Adam's lowest on this though, right? So Adam's nuking it.
Yeah, guys, listen. This is gonna sound super harsh,
Oh, but this guy's
and I don't mean it. I don't mean it to be. This isn't.
Do it.
You know, this isn't anything personal. This is just. You know, I gotta be honest with where I'm at. I'm at.
You're going F tier.
I'm at 210, but I want it to be bottom
Okay,
of C, above D. Like I want it to be in the C tier. 'Cause
Okay,
that's the
yeah.
dividing line. So I
Buried.
think this is a solid C tier movie
Okay.
for me. But I just like
Craziness.
Blind Spotting, Ballerina, Anaconda. The blackening especially is the one
Ballerina?
that catches me.
I could give you that.
Ballerina's
Anaconda is
whatever.
crazy though, brother. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, sorry. Those Anaconda, Ballerina, whatever. But like Final
Yeah,
Destination,
yeah.
Black Phone 2, like that cluster of movies, like there are some there that I enjoy. Just had a
Yeah.
better time
fair
watching
enough.
than this one.
I hear you.
So, 210 for me. But I mean, again, you guys were pretty high on it, and that's why we do the
Maybe
average here.
this Halloween we do the Back Row Banter horror entropy list, and we just suck everything out of there.
Halloween. This is Halloween.
and just dive into a horror entropy list. Might be fun for
Yeah.
once.
That defeats the purpose of the entry list. It's all genres, man.
Where's that put us, Adam?
All right,
Our
well,
average ranking gives us a 167.75, meaning we put it at 168.
Yay!
Funny enough.
Is
Yeah, that's
Yay! I win! I win! I win!
So the question is, so that goes where tie goes.
yes, but that is.
you know, it was a
is
good
that
movie
B
though.
or C tier?
I was gonna say, do we make it the top of C tier or the bottom B tier?
Bottom B is my
I
vote.
See,
I agree. Bottom B tier.
see.
You know, it was a
I
good
agree.
movie though.
Oh, you wait. Ty's voting C.
I don't know. Am I
Or
am I
are
just
you
saying
saying
yes
C
and
as
I
in
agree,
yes, or
or
C as in
am I
C?
saying what do you guys think?
See, Jess?
No, I don't give a shit. You can put it wherever you want.
Well, no, I need your vote, man. Do you want it in C or D?
Oh, where do you want it?
B? I mean, I put it in C for a reason. I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
everyone
dude.
wants
See
this in
then.
B tier.
Get fucked.
Well, then I don't know how do we decide this.
Flip a coin.
Doesn't it go to rating?
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, I guess we can tie break it.
What the
Well-
fuck? Don't you?
Well, you know what?
you
But
act
we're
like
not
we've
been
been here before.
Okay,
I mean,
so how
you-
are we tie breaking this with the rating?
Oh, I guess
We're
because
not-
this is just tier.
it's just tier.
This isn't necessarily where it's going.
Call Ryan Foley. Ask him. Just tell him. to
No, he's
pick
got two
C.
kids. He'll tell me to go fuck myself. Call him at 10 p.m.
I would So we could. You don't think we could just do a competitive rating against Gladiator 2? Would that not?
I mean, we
suffice?
still could, like, because that was the top of C, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
So
what
I
would do.
guess whatever that is, then it should.
IMDb.
I
or
guess I'll just
Letterboxd?
say I feel like if that's where it landed, then that's where it should take over. I don't feel like you could just move the
Well, no,
goalposts.
I'm not. We're not putting it above or below Gladiator 2. It's just whether this goes C or.
No, I know, but this becomes the new 168,
Oh,
and then
I see
everything
what- I
else
see what
below
Ty's
that
saying.
gets pushed down a number. You know what I mean?
I see what he's saying.
So then this should just become the new. You can't just move the number to 169 because this movie moved it.
I
You
see
know what I mean?
what he's saying, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like what I'm hearing.
I don't see what you're
but
saying.
it does
'cause
make sense.
It's at 168 no matter what. It's just whether the C tier starts at 168 or not.
I know, but it's at 168 right now is where C tier starts. So then if that slots into 168, then that's just where it should be.
Right.
Like if we voted on this and it ended up being 169, we can just be like, well, you know, it does deserve to be a B tier movie. Let's just move the goalpost.
Well, I mean, that's fine. So then you're saying we should just put it in C?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I voted for.
I've been distracted by going in on the long walk. A good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that was as high as it was too, and I was like, why was this up here? And I was like, well, you know what, it wasn't that bad.
Good movie. All right, so are we just going with C tier?
Adam, are you letting it live? Or excuse me, Nathaniel, you letting it live? You want to go C tier?
Man, I think it's a B tier movie, but I don't give a fuck at this point.
not pass.
I'm ready to move on to what we've been watching.
All right.
Cool. 160.
Well, yeah, whatever. Leave it at C tier.
Fuck yeah, dude.
168 for C tier. Maybe we revisit that in July for the annual amendment episode. Well, that's it for our review segment for this week. Next week's review segment will be on Mortal Kombat 2. I don't think that's the Mortal Kombat theme.
No, that was definitely Cowboy Bebop, I think.
Does Mortal Kombat have a theme?
That's
Yeah,
like
what?
That's close to like the OG Mortal Kombat theme.
Yeah.
The current
Kombat!
one doesn't really.
Okay.
Really have one. You just get the really deep voice announcer.
Yeah.
Right. That's like textbook Mortal Kombat now.
Check that out. Join us for our review.
What we're watching? Quick, what we're watching?
Where's Bone Temple? You have Bone Temple ranked?
Was that a
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Where'd that go? I don't see it.
I have no idea. Yeah, we could do what you're watching if you guys want to. I don't really have a ton. Yeah, just the Miami race.
I saw that.
I mean, I've told you guys before. You guys actually know this. I like stand up.
Sure.
I watch a lot of comedians, like podcasts, stuff like that. So Kevin Hart came out with a thing on Netflix. It's called Funny AF, and it was basically like a live contest for a comedian to get their first Netflix hour-long.
Oh, like
special.
a last comic standing kind of thing.
Yeah, basically. And so it was basically 6 episodes that were filmed prior of just like comedians giving like 5-minute sets, and then they vote. Well, basically Kevin and another judge votes. He had on like Keegan-Michael Key, Nikki Glazer,
Hell yeah.
a couple other people. And the last 2 episodes were Monday and Tuesday night, and they were live.
Oh,
And
okay.
the audience got to use like their little remote to vote who got like to move on. So
Nice.
Leah and I watched that, and so that was pretty cool. But other than that, not too much. Nothing too crazy.
Well, I watched Oddity. And I think that was like
What'd you think?
day after we recorded. So yeah, I mean that I just enjoyed it quite a bit. Personally,
Did you watch that like with the intent of gearing up to Hokum?
Kind of. It was more like, oh, Hokum's coming out. We're doing it next week. I haven't seen Oddity yet, and now's the perfect time. Just like that.
Yeah.
And so the company was good as well too. I think they really enjoyed it, and it was just a good time. Yeah, overall, great times. Then back to that up with One of Them Days with Keke Palmer and SZA from last year.
Yeah. I've seen
How was that?
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, it's just like
that's not too bad.
it's that thing of like, man, I was just looking forward to a comedy that I could just turn my brain off, throw on
Yeah,
the
for
background, and like I was just which then like we started getting a bunch of commercials for. There's a new Boots Riley movie coming out with Keke Palmer in it as well too, called I Love
I didn't
Boosters,
know
which seems to be seems very good as well too. So I'm very excited for that. And then over the weekend caught the Cubs game with Adam, and we definitely saw some of the F1 race as well too. While we were on our way there, it was an early morning UFC on Saturday, where it was like 10 a.m. before the fight started. That was because they were in Australia. And then I watched a movie called House, which, jumping on Letterboxd here, I don't think anyone else here has seen. It is a Japanese movie from the 70s. It is a horror comedy.
Oh, okay.
where a bunch of girls go to a house and they all end up in some way being haunted, attacked, kind of thing. It's a true acid trip. I would hope everyone would watch it. Maybe on a 420 or something. That's probably the best way to experience this film. But it's always on HBO or something. You can always see it because it's got a crazy looking cat on the front. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thought it was crazy. Not enough movies like it. Definitely out there. The last thing I got to, and I may have talked about this on pod so far, but I got really into a documentary series called The Dark Wizard, which is about a guy that is a rock climber in like Yosemite and that kind of thing. And he was one of the guys in like the early thousands that was free soloing a lot of stuff, as well as like pioneering like base jumping off of like a lot of the cliffs out there and that kind of thing. And it's just kind of going into his life philosophy, kind of like the different challenges and stuff that he was wanting to do at that time. If anyone's seen Free Solo, the Alex Honnold documentary where he free solos El Cap, a lot of what inspired him was this other guy. And yeah, man, that's just been really fascinating and like interesting to look at, because I feel like in a lot of ways I grew up kind of like one, not friend group, but one like interest group away from like those people. Like I knew a lot of people who did like rock climbing and like would go up to like different like national parks and stuff, and like I would go out and I would go hiking, or I would go like that kind of stuff. So like I kind of knew people in that life and in that area, and there's definitely a vibe and a kind of ethos that seems to like permeate a lot of those folks of kind of like living very simply. You're out in nature a lot and that kind of thing, and a lot of that I very much align with and react to. So I definitely feel like I've been, in watching the documentary, I was like, man, I want to go around mountains and go on a kind of a trip and kind of enjoy some of that scenery as well. So yeah, definitely recommend that as well. It's called The Dark Wizard. It's on HBO Max. If you liked Free Solo, if you like watching, people do extreme sports and kind of pushing themselves in a bunch of weird different ways, definitely worth checking out.
That dude.
Gotcha. Ty?
I already went.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go in here quick. I haven't watched a ton. Just been watching playoff basketball, browsing back and forth between that stuff. Some good games going on. I was watching some yesterday, as well as the day before. Outside of that,
big thing was the Celtics lost, right? They like had a series up and then they lost.
Celtics lost. They blew a 3-1 lead to the Philadelphia 76ers. It's the first time Philadelphia beat Boston. That shit was since like 60 something ridiculous. So that was pretty cool to see in real time. Now they're playing New York, which is like 50 miles away, right? So that's kind of what's going on. It's been watching the playoff basketball. Outside of that, what I have come across lately on YouTube is I've just been watching people do cave exploration.
Ooh.
Which is like,
yeah, that's some nightmare shit, man.
It's intense. Yeah, like there's some times where like I'm laying in bed watching it and I'm just like, ooh, this makes me so fucking uncomfortable.
So you should definitely watch The Dark Wizard then, man. Like this dude's doing some like slack lines between like big like cliffs and stuff and no tether, just out there just balancing on stuff. And I was just like,
shit is
different breeds of people,
insane.
Man.
Yeah, insane. Like watching some of this stuff, dude. And then it also just made me appreciate even more of like, this is why The Descent is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Because this alone is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And that movie lands that for the first like 40 minutes of the movie.
Is anybody there?
Yeah. So good. But yeah, that's like pretty fucking weird, man. I've been watching that. And I also learned that there's a VR video game where you can actually explore caves. Through VR, which just sounds.
You got into the
watch somebody play it, and like it just didn't look that fun.
You got into the Nutty Buddy cave yet? And that whole storyline.
Yeah.
What a fucking way to go, man.
That's probably what kicked it off. Yeah, what a way to go. Terrible. Rest in peace. Condolences. All that. But yeah, that's kind of all I've done. Adam, I assume you got a Cubs game with Nathaniel and whatever else you got going on, brother.
Cubs game. I watched the Cubs outside of that, and
who won that game, by the way?
Cubs did.
Okay,
They actually smoked the Diamondbacks.
Cubs just completed 3 walk-off wins in a row. They were down 2 in the 9th tonight. Yeah.
They didn't walk off on Saturday, though. It must have been since then.
No, the Reds 3 in a row. Monday,
so
Tuesday,
that's 2 sweeps.
Wednesday. Well, they play again tomorrow, but they play Reds again tomorrow. So they need to win tomorrow to sweep. But yeah, Cubs have won 8 in a row and 14 at home in a row. So Cubs
Wind's blowing out.
Baseball.
Cheaters.
Pretty good. Well,
Cubs are real, dude.
Cubs are real. Cubs are legit. So besides that, binge Kaiju with my roommate on Saturday. So we got through quite a bit of that.
Dude,
like 5 or
sick.
6
Are you guys in the
episodes.
second season yet?
Yeah, we just started. So
Dude,
we're 1 or 2 episodes in the second
dude.
season. Yeah. The crap, what's her name?
Kaiju.
Blonde girl.
Blonde girl. Sorry, Kaiju. It's Hakura or something like that.
Yeah. Her dad being like the general is pretty cool, and they have a pretty cool fight.
Just fucking wait. You fucking wait, dude.
I
you're
know.
you're gonna text me when you start seeing shit too. You're gonna be like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I love the weapons that they have. It's very did you ever watch Ruby?
No.
RWBY.
Show? Yeah, RWBY. I watched a few seasons of that when I was in like high school, and it's very reminiscent of that. And that show's pretty good for the first couple seasons. But every character in like that show has like their own unique weapon and fighting style, and that's kind of what I'm getting in Kaiju here. Now that we're in the second season, you kind of see a little bit more of the expanded capabilities they have with the armor and weapons and stuff. So I'm excited for just what they where they're heading.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're right. And then we also got through a good bit of AOT. Finally got to like the first big reveal. I'll leave it there with my roommate. So that was pretty.
I'm gonna do a rewatch.
Yeah,
good.
I think I got to too.
You guys haven't. Neither of you have finished it all the way through, have you?
Nope.
I did.
Like, have you watched the final movie and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did see the creator
Nathaniel.
recently talked about it.
Yeah, Nathaniel, you need to get on that. Have you seen any of the final season, Nathaniel?
No, I think I dipped
dude.
in like season 3 or 4, maybe.
I think 4 is the final, but it's like
Okay,
stretched
then
into 3
season
parts.
3 I think is all of what I saw up to. I never saw any of the last season.
Dude, you've got to. It's gonna blow your mind.
Watch
will it
Kaiju
though?
number 8, dude. Just watch Kaiju number 8. You're good.
But yeah, other than that, I haven't watched much. That's pretty much it.
Alrighty.
Cool. Well, I think that's it then. Yeah, everyone go.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody? All right, cool. Well, then we can head out the episode here. Thank you all for listening, especially if you made it this far into the episode. You're our favorite type of listener. We really do appreciate it. Do us a favor and share the podcast to a friend, family member, fellow hotel stay or hotel guest.
Hotelier.
Or the management. Yep. Or if you find a random man in the woods. While you're doing that, fellas, on Twitter, we're at Banter Row. Our YouTube is Back Row Banter. And our email is backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, you can find me personally on Letterboxd at H. That's AYYSH. Nathaniel, where can the people find you at, my man?
Letterboxd, Instagram, Blue Sky, NS Gingrich, or Nathaniel G92. Blake.
Letterboxd, BlakeHolder, be on their logs and things, rate them out of 5 stars. Had some comments for Hokum. We'll probably have some comments for Mortal Kombat next week, man. Big MK fan. PSN, Mr. Watercoolers, Xbox, Mr. Watercoolers. I've been back playing Siege the past 2 weeks, man. Adam,
Whoa, dude.
I saw you playing a Halo, brother. I was gonna shoot you a message, man, tell you to hop on Siege, man. But
bro, that's the first time I played a video game in months.
Yeah, dude, I felt the same way when I started playing Siege again recently, but it was fun. Video games are so much better when you can lose and you're just like, I don't care.
Whatever. Yeah, 100%.
like infinitely more
Gaming's
playable.
in a really weak spot right now. Gaming's taking a really big turn back towards one-player games.
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure.
I hear my name.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. Was I last, fellas?
No, I am.
Or is it Ty?
It's
Ty?
You can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, and X, all Tyler Vidalis, VIDALES. And I think that's going to do it for us here at Back Row Banter. We appreciate you listening. And yeah, tune in next week for a little bit of fighting, a little bit of Mortal Kombat, a little bit of Johnny Cage, a little bit of how you doing. And yeah, just go spread some love. We'll BRB.
America. Ready for another lesson.
For next week.
I'm ready to see some people get punched so hard they die.
I'm with it, brother.
Isn't that what UFC is?
I wish, bro.
After that, we down, Adam.
I wish.
That's
Nathaniel
sick.
once again
It's probably not.
advocated to
Probably
me.
not too far from that.
He advocated his case for pro steroid
Yeah,
fighting leagues.
I've come all the way fully back around on it at this point. I want all of the old men to be on all of the juice. I want them to have the bodies of 20-year-olds and the fighting minds of 45-year-olds. I'm interested at this point.
That sounds like a nightmare, dude.
They're already trouncing their bodies, I just, let's keep it entertained. No, I think, like, truthfully, if I had my druthers, they would all be being paid multi-millions of dollars, which they are not, which is arguably the biggest part of it right now. That's the problem. But that being said, like, at this point, I've watched so much fighting. I've watched so much combat, like, stuff at this point. Like, there's a certain amount where, like, a guy ages up, he hits 35. 35 is kind of the magic number where guys just start to decline at that point. And then you can put him against a 26, 27-year-old, and you're just like, all right, he's not going to be able to do it. Like, his body can't handle it anymore. We start giving him the juice. We start seeing some more interesting results. I'm just saying. And it's not like this isn't already happening. Like, the UFC got rid of their doping program like 2 years ago at this point. All of a sudden, all the 39, 40-year-olds started winning fights again. So it's not like there's something going on already. But I just feel like we should be open about it and just say, fuck it, Let's be honest with what we really want to see.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring that to the Olympics, right? Like,
They shouldn't.
Take it to you're talking about combat sports, right? Take it to, like, what, everything. How fast, like, can somebody run a fucking mile?
Oh, you're talking about trying to juice the Olympics. Yeah, I knew they were trying to do that a few years ago. I thought you were saying make MMA an Olympic sport, where I was like, I don't think it can be at this point, not in its current, like, setup.
That's interesting. Why do you say that? Like, is wrestling an Olympic sport?
Wrestling is, yeah, freestyle wrestling, as well as Greco-Roman wrestling. I want to say boxing is as well, yeah. And I mean,
but I know boxing doesn't usually get, like, the premier fighters in the Olympics, right?
You have to be an amateur, yeah. So Olympics are still amateurs. So the amateur boxing, you're wearing the headgear. It's a point system. It's not the same as pro boxing where you do that,
Gotcha.
And that's arguably the same thing with fighting. Like, the biggest thing is, like, you can't do a tournament because people get cut or they get hurt, and then inevitably, like, if you try and do that 3 weeks in a row, you're gonna have a bunch of people broken and dead by the end of it, basically. Right. So they've tried to talk about doing more sports MMA and, like, have, like, control, like, how often you're, like, getting a hold of someone and, like, grappling them and that kind of thing. But then you end up not prioritizing the knockouts. Like, people, they don't strike as much because they're more interested in the grappling side of things. So it's just not really something that's built for that side of stuff. And then, like, realistically, the UFC, like, for a while, their marketing was like, we have the best fighters fighting the best fighters. And over the last probably 10 years or so, that's just not the case anymore. That was when they were trying to grow and trying to say it's a normal sport, when it isn't. They're trying to get the biggest fights, the fights that sell the most money, which is fine, but just call that what it is at that point, and not try and couch it in, like, no, we're a legitimate sport. We're not. It's a carnival. It's the It's freak show fighting. It's always been that way. But that's also a very niche opinion on a very niche subject that I feel like not a lot of people are going to give a shit about at this point.
If you've done your research on it, though, like you're more credible to answer that than most.
I feel like, at this point, I am one of the weirdos that like I've watched a large amount of this. Like it is probably one of my favorite sports, if not my favorite sport. I love watching baseball as well too, but like there is just something different about combat sports that I think is fascinating. I love the storylines that come out of it. I love the way that you can sort of see how people approach a problem. If they're a bully, if they're a tactician, if they're I'm going to try and, endure this and out, cardio someone, you start to see how they like approach those problems. And then you start to see that in other areas of life as well too, and kind of thing. And it's just an interesting thing. I think it happens in all sports. I think eventually if you go far enough, you start to see the connections between a bunch of different stuff, but it's just last few years I've definitely been like, oh yeah, there's definitely weird parallels here that I see in other people and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, sorry guys, I could talk about it for a while. We got sumo coming up too.
Okay, yeah. I somehow that like infiltrated my YouTube algorithm.
Ooh, it's probably me.
And I don't know what I clicked on to like get it close to that. Like, you know what I mean?
You and Nathaniel connect to the same Wi-Fi network, and
yeah,
you guys were friends, and,
like, oh, shit,
it started recommending it.
You're gonna catch like a sumo highlight where it's gonna be like Hakuoho just like dropping dudes, and you'll be like, "What is this?" My favorite one is there's one where he comes off the Tachi and he just shoulder bashes a guy and just knocks him out, and the other dude just like hits the ground and full on just does the fencing maneuver and everything. You're just like, oh my god, that's
always hard to watch.
That's
no
a car crash.
Is,
Yeah.
Legitimately, that's like the only way to explain like that. Once somebody gets that reaction, it's like, yeah, that was a fucking car crash, bro. Straight to the head.
Yeah.